Happy Tuesday, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Genevieve Rejock coming in with your forecast for tonight. It's been an absolutely beautiful day. I'm going to try to get those graphics moving so we could get those temperatures, so it's absolutely beautiful temperatures. We have been seeing today, of course, it is getting slightly hotter, so we've had those temperatures. Sorry, I'm really trying to get those graphics moving, not quite able to. We're working on that, but it's been a beautiful day. It was a beautiful morning, more importantly, and today we've seen some higher temperatures during the daytime, though it will cool off into an upper 60s for the low for tonight. So we have a great show planned for you tonight. We also will be talking about some major heat that has struck the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the heat that is to come, but also the coolness that is to come. All that and more on your Tuesday edition of FSU Weather.
Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Nicholas Porcelli.
I'm student meteorologist Jackson Ezell.
So I'd like to thank Genevieve for that awesome recap of what we have going on today. And so far today, I think we've been experiencing some great conditions with these lower dew points. It hasn't been as brutally hot as it was the last couple of weeks, and I've really been enjoying it. How about you?
Oh yeah, it's been really nice waking up in the morning. If you had an 8 a.m. early class, going out, nice breeze in the air. You know, it's like 60s when you wake up. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm. So fortunately, we're good here, but we're going to be looking at some weather across the country right now. In the Great Plains, they're experiencing some severe weather, and we're also going to be looking at the weather in California. Now I'm going to pass it off to Summer for a look at the local one.
Yes, thank you for that, guys. We're going to look here at this beautiful image of Doak Campbell Stadium. You can see the sun shining here, a crisp 86 degrees and sunny out. Some slight winds, which may make it feel a little cooler. But if you see, there is nothing coming up on this radar. There's no rain across the Big Bend area right now. It's just dry throughout tonight, this evening. But current temperatures, we're sitting at 86 degrees here. The hot spot's down in Perry at 87 degrees. A little cooler near the coast at Apalachicola, 84 degrees. But overall, it's just 80s across the Big Bend and our region here today. Our high today was 89 degrees. 10 degrees lower than the record at 99 degrees, and nowhere near the record low at 46 degrees. That would have been brutal. We would have all been wearing jackets on our way to class today instead of sweating a little bit. It's 57. The dew point is 57 degrees, which is a lot lower than we've been seeing. It's still pretty moist out, but it's a lot cool. It makes it feel a lot cooler out. And down by Apalachicola, the dew point is sitting at 60, which is a little higher than it is here in Tallahassee and the other regions. Again, the future radar, we see a lot of cloud cover coming in throughout the week. And if you saw a little bit down by Apalachicola, you could see there was a little bit of rain that may be passing through Wednesday. But overall, there's just some spotty showers coming up, but nothing crazy that we have to worry about this week. Tonight, 68 degrees. It's going to cool down a little bit, mostly cloudy with some slight winds at 4 miles per hour. So if you're going to go out tonight, it's going to be comfortable conditions. Tonight's forecast, again, 69 degrees in Tallahassee, comfortable. Down by the coast, a little warmer. Apalachicola, 72 degrees. And as you get into Georgia, a little cooler. Thomasville, 64 degrees. Tomorrow, we're looking at, again, 90 degrees. Partly cloudy and some slight winds. If you're going to be going to Stroger tomorrow, it's going to be beautiful. You won't need a jacket or anything. And well, Stroger is a little cold. You may need a jacket inside, but outside you will not be needing a jacket. You may be sweating a little bit again, but nothing too concerning. 89 degrees in Tallahassee tomorrow. Nice and warm across the whole region here. Everywhere is going to be warm tomorrow. Again, you're going to be toasty as you head out to class or you head out to whatever it is that you'll be doing tomorrow. And looking at the week ahead, as you can see, there is very minimal chance for precipitation all week. We're going to be dry all week, and it's going to be sunny, mostly sunny, and again, up near the 90s every day with the low temperatures, again, dipping down in the 60s, which is going to be pretty nice. Genevieve, can you expand a little bit further out and talk to me about Florida?
Of course. You're talking about nice conditions across Tallahassee and the Big Bend region, Summer. Will those conditions persist throughout the great sunshine state of Florida? Well, unfortunately, there will be some rain going down into South Florida, but for now, we're looking quite nice. We do have some cameras down in my hometown of Miami, 86 degrees down there, some clouds as well, and PCB looking pretty decent, looking the best amongst these cameras. But our current temperatures for the state, as Summer was showing here in Tallahassee, were nice and sunny, luckily. No rain for now, but as you go down into West Palm and Palm Beach County, you will be seeing some rain into the evening hours. Miami, let's see that 3-day forecast. We're seeing these rain icons, thunderstorms, scattered showers coming your way, 60% and inching up to 80% over on Thursday. So please stay inside if you can. It's better to do that than to go and walk to class in the rain, as many of us have experienced. Tampa, if you go to USF, I will say the same for you tomorrow. Better to carry an umbrella or stay home if you can. Orlando, you're seeing that rain come in on Wednesday, but it should clear up by the end of the week on Friday to have a nice little evening, maybe a little Friday picnic, do some gardening. That's been my obsession recently. The arugula is sprouting. Oh, so happy. Jacksonville, over into the northeast, we have some more decent conditions until Thursday. We see that 50% chance of rain, those scattered thunderstorms coming your way. Pensacola, some beach days to come, possibly, though you will want to stay hydrated because 89-degree high and 88-degree high going into the later part of the week. Not exactly ideal. Another thing that's not ideal is rain. Currently, southern central Florida as well into South Florida, you're seeing quite a lot of rain right now. Lots of storms really into the northwest part of Florida that will go across those areas into the late night hours. So stay home, try to be sleeping, don't go out at that time. Let's go further into detail. South Florida, Southwest Florida, Fort Myers, you are getting hit right now, so please do stay inside, be careful, don't go out. And then once you go a little bit further north into Sebring, apologize if I am pronouncing that wrong, and also into St. Lucie County, you will be seeing some thunderstorms persist for a good couple of hours. North Florida, luckily, we're beautiful here. We don't have any clouds. We're looking at no rain right now. Hopefully, that's what's going to stick around. But we'll see some small showers pop up into the coming days, and the rain really persists into the southern part of Florida. But the southeast, student meteorologist Jackson Ezell, what could that be looking like?
Thank you so much, Genevieve. Yeah, you know, the southeast, we are seeing some more drier air in the region right now. As you can see, we have a camera here in New Orleans, Nashville, Tampa, and Charlotte, North Carolina. Temperatures all pretty mild for this time of year here in the southeast. And we have that area of high pressure, which is bringing in some of that drier air for us here all across the southeast, and especially in Florida, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and even going up to Nashville, Tennessee. And then looking at the temperatures, you know, across the board, not too bad for mid-September. You know, we get pretty hot here, especially in Florida, and especially in the south. 80 degrees in Atlanta, where I'm from, my hometown, and then Nashville, 82. But then as you make your way more towards Texas and more west, you got Shreveport and Louisiana, 92. And then 79 in Charlotte, man, I'm jealous of that. I would love to have those temperatures here in Tallahassee. And taking a look at some of that wind, we not seeing that much wind across the region. We do see some 20 mile per hour winds in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. Pretty gusty over there. And then taking a look at the week ahead, you know, we got some pop-up showers as per usual here in Florida. And then we got some cloud coverage that could span into Georgia. And then you see a little bit area rotation, which we'll talk about that later on the tropics. And then looking at the muggy cast, you know, how it feels when you're going outside, you're walking to classes. Not too bad right now, but we could see some more moisture, especially down in South Florida and into Texas as well, right behind me. But for most of the region in Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, it is going to be pretty dry. It's going to be pretty nice, you know, so get outside and enjoy this weather while you can. And then taking a look at Charlotte, you know, 81s, 59s for the low temperature on Thursday. and 60s, and it's really going to stay pretty nice for us and even get colder into the weekend, 74 on Saturday. And then taking a look at Nashville, you know, if you want to go see any country performing artists there on the Strip in Nashville, Tennessee, be a great time to do so. Look at those temperatures, 86, 85 for the rest of the week. It's going to be beautiful, you know, 62, 61, 57 tonight. That's going to be beautiful out there, so make sure to go enjoy it. And then Tampa, we do have a little bit of rain we're seeing on Wednesday, 70% chance. So now make sure to bring an umbrella if you're going out to classes, especially for the USF students or on your evening commute. And then it should last into Thursday, linger around a little bit, and then we'll see our low temperatures start to decline, getting down to 69, which would be pretty nice for that area down in Tampa. And then taking a look at New Orleans, you know, we're a little ways from Mardi Gras, so good thing the temperatures aren't, Mardi Gras not this week because temperatures are pretty high. 90s on Thursday, 89 on Friday, and then on Saturday, 89 as well. And then Saturday night, 74 low. But now we're going to take a trip over to California and take a look at some of the national parks with Nico.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jackson. So today on America the Wonderful, we're going to be looking at one of my personal favorite national parks. I've been to a lot of national parks, I think over 20, and I'd say Sequoia National Park is in my top 5 for sure. And so the interesting thing about Sequoia, it's home to one of the largest trees in the world, the giant sequoia. This park was established in September 25th of 1890, so its birthday is coming up next week. So if you are planning on doing anything, go to Sequoia because it's his birthday. Now, the giant sequoia, the interesting thing about Sequoia National Park is that its large trees are actually named after Civil War veterans. So the largest tree in Sequoia is named General Sherman, and there's also another tree called General Grant. So they can reach up to 311 feet tall and 26 feet in diameter, so absolutely massive trees. And Sequoia has a lot of snow. Being that it's in the mountains, it can get over 45 inches of precipitation annually, mostly snow. And when I was there in the winter, and there was definitely snow way above my head. Now today, temperatures have been actually about average, just a high of 87 and the low of 49, which is very similar to the average and nothing near those record high and record lows that were set in the 1900s. As for current conditions right now, it's beautiful temperatures at 71. There's just a slight breeze from the west-southwest at 10 miles per hour. And as for current temperatures, Sequoia is located right here on the Sierra Nevada, so temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler than out west in the California, in the Central Valley, where temperatures are in the 80s, and a little bit in the mountains going to be in the 60s and 70s and should cool off later on tonight. And I think this is a really cool map showing how geography affects the weather. Instead of playing spot the cold front, we're going to say spot the mountain range. So here you can see the drastic difference of dew points from east to west. So here you got the moist, cool air from the Pacific having dew points in the 60s and mid-50s. And then on the other side, you got the Great Basin Desert, which is the desert that includes Death Valley. And then you got dew points that are very dry. So depending on which side of the mountain range you are at, you're going to have either some more muggier conditions or some more drier conditions. As for radar, we've only got some orographic effects of showers, so showers more in the mountain range, and we've got just the same for the rest of the week. And as for our 4-day forecast, you got low chance of pops, 20%, and temperatures in the lower 80s and lows in the 40s. So now I'm going to pass it off to Genevieve and Summer. So what's up with this Tampa Heat?
Yeah, Nico, so you're talking about Sequoia National Park with those high temperatures in the 80s. Well, in fact, in Tampa Bay, over this weekend, we were not seeing temperatures close to that. We were seeing temperatures far above that, Summer.
Right, it's been very, very hot in Tampa Bay. This weekend, extreme heat at the Raymond James Stadium, home to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were playing against the Bears, and there was more than 80 heat-related emergencies there.
Personally, I can't remember a time where I've heard of more injuries, more near fatalities coming to a big event like that. So the heat is definitely something to take note of before you go to said event.
Right, and as it noted there was 14 hospitalizations there. That's pretty high for a Tampa Bay game there. That's not something you're looking forward to when you go to watch a football game.
Yeah, we're looking at those temperatures there for today. We're seeing temperatures into the 90s, so really not amazing, and rain chances just over 50%, so not ideal conditions for those in Tampa. And I know so many people live in Tampa, and I know stadiums, of course, hold so many people, so it's really a dangerous thing to be in, and especially dangerous heat is something you need to be careful with.
Right. With dangerous heat, we're talking heat exhaustion. Heat exhaustion, there can be dizziness and thirst. You could be nauseous. So you really have to watch out for that. And you gotta, if you're suffering from heat exhaustion, you gotta make sure you move to a cooler area. And if your conditions keep happening, you need to seek medical attention because it could lead to a heat stroke.
Absolutely, and I know stadiums can be something that's tough where they're selling water for a crazy amount of money, but you need to invest in yourself just for that night to try and be as safe as possible. But the Chicago Bears, let's try to see what kind of weather they're having up north in the Midwest, Jackson.
Yeah, so right now in the Midwest, it's not ideal right now what's going on there. We do have a drought right now in the Midwest, especially here in South Dakota, North Dakota, Minneapolis, Des Moines, Iowa, and Omaha. They haven't had a lot of rain. That's the issue. But we do looking at the dew points right now, pretty moist. So there's a good chance we could have some storms be popping up here. And as you can see, we have this line right here, right just east of Omaha. Storms popping up and down in Wichita as well. And then Chicago for the Bears, Justin Fields, I think this past weekend didn't do too well, but he did all right against the Bucs. And then taking a look over here at Missouri and the future radar as well, you see some of that more rain. It's going to help the region, but it's really just not enough for this area to help this drought, and that's really the main concern, especially for any of the farmers and especially anyone that's burning fires. And then taking a look at the rainfall forecast here, especially here on the border of Nebraska and South Dakota, we're expecting anywhere from 2.5 inches of rain to localized 3 to 5 inches as well. And across the board, you might see an inch. So it's really not going to help out really with this drought that we're seeing in the Midwest. And here's some things to know about the drought. Conserve water. That's one main thing. There's not a lot of, those water towers only have so much water, especially in smaller towns. So it might be a little bit harder to, sprinkle your plants with the water, and just be mindful of that and practice fire prevention. If there's a red flag warning or watch, make sure to listen to your local advisors. And that goes on with my next one, follow directions from the local officials as well. And then now we're going to pass things off to Nico.
Yeah, so right now we're actually looking at some severe weather currently in the Great Plains, mostly of the Oklahoma and Texas region. And so as you see right here in this graphic, we've got a slight risk right now over southern Oklahoma into northern Texas, and a marginal risk in just right out there. So the main threats that we're going to be looking at are large hail and high winds. As with any severe weather event, you might see winds up to over 59 miles per hour. And so here we can see maybe even up to 75 miles per hour. And there is a 15% chance of large hail over 3 inches within this hatched region. There's a 15% chance within this region, and less than that outside of this region. There's also a chance for localized flooding, and there's a small risk of tornadoes at 5%. And so here you can see what's causing this severe weather. So here you got a shortwave trough right over the region, but the main reason that most of the storms are right over here is actually there's a low-level jet that's causing some shearing right now, and is what's propping up these thunderstorms over this area. So this is the main area of concern for right now. And for the WPC excessive rainfall, it's a little bit in the same story, mostly in the Great Plains, all the way from Chicago all the way down to Dallas. But the main area of concern is Oklahoma City, Tulsa, that region within central to eastern Oklahoma, and parts of Arkansas and Missouri as well. That's where you're going to see the highest chance of rain, and you are at a slight risk right now. As for the current radar, you can see as that trough makes its way east, so does the rain. Most of the severe weather is actually right over the Red River between Texas and Oklahoma. There's actually some big cells right over Dallas area near the Oklahoma border, and as well between Kansas and Oklahoma right there onto the eastern side going into Missouri. So that area is starting to clear out and make its way east, and then Arkansas, Missouri is going to get some of that severe weather, as well as maybe even parts of northern Louisiana and parts of eastern Texas. So as for our rainfall forecast, most of the regions that's going to be impacted is that eastern Oklahoma region, and as well as for SPC Day 2, there's only a marginal risk of severe weather, so less than 5%. And as for our excessive rainfall for this region, it's only going to be in the same region of the Midwest to Great Plains. Now, Summer, what do you have to tell us about?
Yes, thank you, Nico. We're going to expand out a little further and talk about the tropics here. We don't have a whole lot going on in the tropics, but it is that time of year, so we do have some tropical things going on out there that we'll be taking a look at. So first, we're going to look at Nigel out there. Nigel's spinning at a Category 2 hurricane right now, about 100 miles per hour. It's moving up through the Atlantic there, and it's not causing too much harm. But you can see as well this area of interest here, and you can also see the area of interest near Florida. So we're going to zoom in on this area of interest here first, and it's got a probability of forming within 7 days, around 70% chance off the coast of Africa. The temperature there is just, the water is just warm, so that thing is going to form quick when it forms. And we also have this formation possibility off the side, off the east coast of Florida and the Carolinas. This is very important to watch, as it may bring us some rain or bring the whole east coast some rain as well. This is being caused by a stationary front just sitting out there right now. It's just causing that thing to start to form and get that circulation going. As you can see, Hurricane Nigel is working its way up through the Atlantic, and by early Thursday it should be dropping down to a Category 1 system, and then from there it'll be just a low pressure system. But it is just making its way up because the temperatures are just so warm out there in the seas. Looking at the spaghetti models, they're all pretty much in favor of it just making that little turn and going up through the Atlantic, causing no harm to us here in Florida. The water vapor imagery, you can see this image with all the, you can see the eye right here, the eye forming, and then you can see all that, just the dry air mass around it. It's just moving up that Atlantic Ocean there. And as I was saying earlier, these temperatures in the ocean, it's quite warm out there, over 80 degrees in these red spots, and that's what's forming that Hurricane Nigel out there, and that's what's causing near the coast over here, the warmth of the temperature is causing the storm to circulate as well. Now, if there is another tropical cyclone, it will be named Ophelia, and prior to this, everyone was singing that song, so if there is a tropical cyclone, it may be caught in your head after this. And now we're going to pass things off to Genevieve. And Genevieve, can you tell me what's going on?
Well, first of all, Summer, Ophelia, you've been on my mind since the flood. Luckily, we are dry in Tallahassee. We're not seeing any rain for the rest of the evening. In fact, let's look at that weather stem area camera showing no rain, no flooding. Ophelia, you are doing just fine. My mic may not be doing just fine, but luckily, we are doing beautiful in the Tallahassee region. Now for airport delays, Tallahassee, you have that green airplane, you are good to go, 86 degrees currently, no delays and clear. Though hopefully your flight leaves on time, because every occurrence I've had at the Tallahassee airport has not been great. Besides TSA being so quick, the weather is not the issue. Let's just say that. Green planes all across the board. If you are in any of the main airports, JFK, LAX, you do have that green plane. That means it's good to go, no flight delays. Something that isn't as fun as no flight delays is pollen, and I know some of us FSU students walking through Legacy Walk with all those huge oak trees and all the pollen in the air, especially going into fall, it's not great. So please be aware, take any medicine that you may need as you are walking to class, because that can be quite irritating when you're sitting in class and your nose is just going or your throat really hurts, so please watch out for that. Dog walk if you have a dog, a pup, a little kitty at home. Don't walk your cat unless you like that. But if you plan on doing that, walking your fish, lizard, anything like that, get out and do it in the morning. 7 a.m., 69 degrees, that upper 60s we saw this morning. I felt it when I walked out the door heading to class. It was so beautiful. Unfortunately, tonight, it is fair viewing conditions. We might have some clouds in the sky. 18% waxing crescent is our moon phase, and our sunrise will be just before 7:30 tomorrow morning. FSU soccer NCAA ranked us for the 5th week in a row as number 3, so go Lady Seminoles. We are partly cloudy for our game on Thursday, 70 degrees, so hopefully, I know we will bring a win. There is no worry there. Our team always does amazing. Our FSU volleyball, we will be heading against Virginia Tech up in Virginia, where it will also be decent conditions, 70 degrees, partly cloudy. I know that will be inside, but luckily good conditions if you are in Virginia. Now FSU versus Clemson. Ooh, football. Ooh, I know that excites some people, others not, but it will be 78 degrees if you do plan to make the trip on up to Clemson, South Carolina. Really nice conditions here in Tallahassee and up there. Our beach camp, 72 degrees currently. If you're heading to the beach tomorrow morning, if you for some reason do not have Wednesday class, tomorrow would be the day to go. The Sportsplex, 85 degrees, and our weekday forecast is looking nice. Now, Tallahassee, continue those conditions, Jackson, please.
Thank you so much, Genevieve. Hopefully that pollen will stay away. I know I've been feeling it with allergies, and Sudafed has been my lifeline right now. And so it's currently looking over Doak Campbell Stadium. You see that sun starting to set. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful sunset. 86 degrees outside, a little windy, 7 miles per hour. Radar, there's no rain. It's beautiful, dry. It's perfect out there. So go out and enjoy. If you got any homework, be a perfect time to go out and land us. Looking at our area, 86 in Tallahassee, pretty much 80s across the board, 84 Live Oak, and then 82 in Thomasville as well. Pretty nice. And then taking a look at the dew points, as we've been talking about in this entire show, those drier airs, those drier dew points, 57 right now in Tallahassee. That's really what's been making it feel so enjoyable and a little taste of fall. But, don't go run out and get your pumpkin spice lattes just yet, because we could see some more warmer and wetter air moving in later throughout the week and through next weekend. And as we see some rain right here down in Apalachicola, which is going to be late tomorrow evening and to your afternoon commute. But for the rest of the area, it's going to be pretty nice, pretty dry. And then for tonight, if you got any plans for tonight, Tuesday, late night studying in Drought or in Strozier, and you're walking home late, you should be good on rain. It's going to be mostly cloudy, 68. You're already going to have a sweatshirt on because Strozier's pretty cold. So it's going to feel really nice not be able to take off that sweatshirt. And the winds come from the northeast at 4 miles an hour. And then for tonight's forecast around the region, a little bit warmer near the coast, 74 in Carabel and 72 in Apalachicola, 68 in Perry, 69 here in Tallahassee, and Valdosta, 66. And taking one more look at tomorrow's forecast, 90 degrees, but it won't feel that hot, and especially in the mornings because of that drier air, but it still will get pretty toasty, partly cloudy. That will help with some of that sun, not make it feel too hot out. And then tomorrow's forecast, like I was saying, for the region, 89 in Valdosta, Madison, 90, and then some Apalachicola. You could see some storms, like I was saying, by late tomorrow night, and it's going to be 86 down there in Apalachicola. Then taking a look at our week ahead here in Tallahassee, it's going to be a beautiful week. It's going to really cool down into the weekend. So if you got any plans to go watch the Clemson football game and you're staying here in Tallahassee, if you're going to go out the township, if you're just going to go hang out with friends, there's going to be some great college football on this weekend. We've got Florida State, Clemson. I know Colorado is also playing USC, I believe, so that's going to be a really good game to watch. So make sure to go out and enjoy this weather while we can. And then looking ahead into next week, we're going to start warming back up to 91, 90 on Monday and Tuesday. But now we're going to pass things off to the desk with Nico and Summer.
Yes, thank you, Jackson. It has been quite warm here. However, the dew points have really dropped, which is making it feel a lot cooler. And I know my walk to class this morning was a lot nicer than it's been in previous days.
Yeah, I don't actually have morning classes this semester, but during the afternoon, it does feel nicer than it was the last couple weeks. And it's good in the evenings because when I go play sports like soccer or pickleball, it's actually a lot of fun, and it feels great. I'm not drenched in sweat like I usually am.
Right, and I hope these conditions are going to stay here throughout the week like it looks like. However, we're not going to see much rain this week, it looks like, which is a little interesting, but it'll help keep us cool. So
yeah, if you guys want to follow us on Twitter, follow us at FSU Weather.
Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/FSU Weather.
And if you want to send us any cool pictures, or actually if you want to watch us on YouTube, where we're streaming right now, at FSU Weather.
And like Nico was going to say, you could send us pictures on Instagram at FSU Weather.
And then we also have TikTok, so follow us on FSU Weather on TikTok as well.
Right, and thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.